Well, hello there. This is your old buddy Dave over at Mars X3D. And you know, it's so easy to see stuff right in front of your nose. It's a wonder more folks aren't looking for themselves. This context view is loaded with goodies, but I'm just going to pick the low-hanging fruit. Everything in this picture is an artifact. Study them at your own leisure. But look at that big rectangular box over there on the right. Come on. If you're calling that a rock, then not only are you not being intellectually honest, you're just not that bright. Right angles, symmetrical layers, curves, and don't forget that big brass knob in the front. Okay, maybe it's not brass, maybe it's gold pressed latinum. But let's move a little closer and just put up with the blurriness. Okay, happy now? Yeah, me neither. I'd give anything for a good, clean, high-resolution image of whatever this is, but this'll have to do for now. That's all I'm going to say, because I'm busy girding my loins for troll wars. You know, the ones in Mommy's basement, mocking everything they don't understand? Yeah, them. Of course, we could always starve them out by cutting off their supply of Cheetos. Did you know that Mars has big balls? Oh, stop thinking like that. I mean, really big balls? Look way off in the distance on the left. What do you see? Here's a clue. It ain't a marble. Well, what do you know? A really big ball. I'm thinking at least 6 to 8 feet in diameter. But that's not the only one we found. Before I show you the other ones, take a look at the locator dot. Now that looks to me like another giant ball back there, half buried in the ground, although it looks like the bottom edge has some carving or maybe some chunks missing, I don't know. Anyway, look at the main ball. It's easy to see the perfection at work here. That's not a random act of nature. That's a perfect sphere on purpose. Here's the McMurdo sphere from Spirit's Pancam. Now this one's in a lot rougher shape, but you can still see how the overall spherical shape is almost perfect. And look at this one from Spirit 1477. Are you starting to see a pattern here? Did you know we have them on Earth too? Oh yeah, down in Costa Rica and scattered around other parts of Central America, you'll find perfect stone spheres in a wide variety of sizes, most of them about 5 to 8 feet in diameter. Okay, I hear some of you thinking, ancient aliens, you might be right. I don't believe in ancient aliens myself for several very good reasons, not the least of which is that I think the ancient aliens were us. But I don't want to go there right now. I'll save that for another rant. We've been telling people for years that there's liquid water on Mars. The great emeritus researcher Joseph Skipper was pointing out orbital images of lakes and forests while we were still wet behind the ears. Since then, we've found dozens of images of pools and rivers, waterfalls, and there are even images of Curiosity with dew on the struts, wheel gouges filled with evaporating salt water. So get over it. NASA only recently admitted what we've known all along. There's liquid water on Mars. So look at this one. What catches the eye is that Roman Coliseum-sized amphitheater and the other ruins all around it. A few are obvious, the others not so much, unless you spend a lot of time looking at ruins. Talk about an exoarchaeologist's dream site. Ruins are absolutely everywhere, but take a look at the Colosseum. That thing is acting like a giant solar still. Water condenses on the inside from thermal interaction with the sun and atmosphere. Then the water trickles out through the break in the wall. You can see the smooth little beach of sand carried along in the trickle. I was going to say alluvial sand, but there's children watching. And in case you missed it, the white arrow points right at the pond formed by the runoff. Now that's a sizable area, maybe an acre or two of standing water. I wonder if you got in really close with a high-res camera, if you could see animal tracks around the holding pond. This one is an amazing find, and it was first pointed out by Chris Cavanagh and Mike Frankenbush, and then later presented by researcher Joe White on Art Alien TV. You'll want to check out his clip on this. I love this one, and I can hear you asking, what the heck is a Nephilim? Well, there were giants in the earth in those days, according to Genesis 6, and those giants were called the Nephilim, or fallen ones in Hebrew. Anyway, in the context view, you can see something that's it's pretty much empty desert with a big, squarish block of something off there in the distance. Moving in closer, we have, holy Starbucks, a giant mug. But wait a minute, this thing is huge by earthly standards. It's quite a distance from the mast cam, so I estimate this thing is 4 or 5 feet tall. Kind of puts 7-Eleven's super-sized Slurpee to shame, if you ask me. The thing that gets me is the perfect handle, with sunlight shining through it. And look how round the mug is. It really looks just as if it was turned on a giant potter's wheel. The top and bottom are evenly beveled, and it even looks like there's a chunk missing down there on the bottom right. Let's get in closer. Look at the perfect symmetry of this thing. And yep, there's a chunk missing at the lower right, except that it looks purposeful since it's so even. Was this really a mug for some impossibly huge dude or dudette? Was it part of a Martian Starbucks display in front of the corner shop? Or did it belong to a huge statue to the god of coffee, and this is all that's left except for the giant broken off left thumb we saw in the last video? Now, I think I have grounds for further oh, never mind. Sorry about that. Bad habit of mine. Hey, thanks for stopping by and having a look today. There is a whole lot more to come. If you liked what you saw, please consider subscribing. And in the meantime, this is your buddy Dave over at Mars X3D. Be well.